Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. This is an introduction to Tara Breathwork with Taya Raine. Taya is an incredible teacher of breathwork, loved by those in our audience who have worked with her, and she's here to share this introduction on Tara Breathwork. Hi, Taya. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you for having me. Thank you for hosting this video. And I'm excited to be here with you all to introduce you to this amazing breath work. So I've been teaching on the network for, I guess, well over a year now. It's been, and I really love this platform. Teaching with the students that come to this particular venue has just been such a blessing. And I've been expanding how I offer my breathwork courses, and it's at a really exciting point as of pretty much this month, because for the first time ever, I am offering teacher trainings. So I'm just going to jump in and share with you a little bit what this breathwork is all about, what the teacher training is about, and then give you a little sampling of the practice. So the wonderful thing about Tara Breathwork is that the origins of this practice go all the way back to Lemuria. So that's one of the things that really makes it stand out. In this day and age, you may know that breathwork is getting incredibly popular. It's almost like the new craze in the spiritual world right now. And there's a lot of options out there. There are a lot of teachers at this point. But this breath work definitely stands alone in what it is. And so the reason this is so is because it's held in a way that we're really able to honor the lineage that it comes from, which, again, going all the way back in time, avails us of connecting with this beautiful, beautiful, what I like to call just family of light. So when we do the breath work, we really tap into how this breath work has been taught, being handed down literally through the eons. So it's not just that we're breathing, but we're really accessing the power of lineage. The breath work allows us to breathe in a way that connects us to oneness, to unity consciousness, in the way that our ancestors lived in such perfection. So it really helps us to cut away duality. It clears away our negative conditioning and just kind of really brings us back to our original blueprint. It activates our chakras and our light body. And at the highest levels of this practice, it activates your Merkaba, your vehicle of light. The practice goes back through Egypt, essentially, and then back through Atlantis. And so to be able to really understand how these high beings existed in such oneness is part of what I weave into the practice as well. So that along with these incredibly powerful, powerful ways of breathing, you're also getting an infusion of really high activations, transmissions, and spiritual teachings. And some of the ways that we breathe are just incredibly unique. So without giving that away, I'll just say that we breathe in ways that you just can't imagine. We're just not taught that our breath is so diverse. And so really you experience so many ways of breathing that by the time you finish the course, you kind of have this vast array of practices that you can go to depending on what you're working with. So whether you just need to clear, or perhaps just be revitalized, or you're working with an illness that you want to heal, an emotional blockage, you want to be connected to your higher self, to the higher realms of consciousness, whatever it is really that you're looking for, there is some aspect of breath within this practice that essentially is perfect for everything. I like to say that this practice leaves no stone untouched. My spiritual teacher that I received this practice from when I was 18, when he taught me these practices, he told me that this was the most powerful breath work on the planet. And after just a little bit of time, I really experienced that to be so for myself. I kind of went out and dabbled with some other practices and realized that nothing came close to what he gave me. And he told me that I was to be the sole carrier of this practice in the West. And at the time, being 18, this was pretty daunting for me, but I was really passionate about wanting to help the world. I started teaching by the time I was 23, and I've been doing this ever since. So I'm really, well adept, well experienced with the space that I hold. I love being present for people and really cocooning people in a container of love and light. I'm really there for questions and answers, and people can email me, and I kind of keep a nice relationship with people, so it's very personal, because I feel that everyone on the spiritual path can kind of benefit essentially from having this kind of mentoring and this closeness. So I don't like to teach in a way where it's like I just put out the information and it's just kind of there for everyone. It's more that I kind of hone in on what is the group energy and infuse what feels perfect for that group. We call in a lot of divine presences. We call upon Buddha and Lord Sananda and Lady Nada and Saint Germain and the angels and the archangels and Divine Mother and Divine Father. And essentially it's just a beautiful odyssey of an experience of not just the breath work, but again, the spiritual teachings. So the growth that you can go through is incredibly accelerated, and so much of what so many of you are looking for, the tools for your acceleration and your ascension. So I'll pause there and see, Lauren, do you have any questions or?
Thank you, Taya. It's amazing the lineage of this breath work, and it's so exciting. I love the fact that we're going to leave with something we've never really, with more ways of breathing than we can even imagine.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're assisted and connecting to our higher self and all of these higher beings, we can just feel that energy right there. Wow, amazing. So, one question, your teacher, what country was your teacher from, or any info there?
Beautiful question. He was part Navajo, and he grew up in California and on the reservation in Arizona. And then he himself he traveled all around the world, kind of accumulating all of these vastly powerful teachings, and then wound up in Hawaii, which is where I met him when I was 18 on the big island of Hawaii. So I also got a lot of the teachings of the Navajo and the Hopi way, and part of what I teach is Huna, the Hawaiian practice. So essentially he gave me an infusion of many, many different lineages, and then I also went on to kind of infuse more myself into what I do under the umbrella of the Tara teachings. And the exciting thing about what's happening now with the teacher training is that up until now, really, I have just carried this lineage on my own. I've never opened that door to have others come in and teach with me. I was always just waiting for Spirit to tell me, that the moment in time was here. And I think that because we are in this massive acceleration, it makes sense that I've had the guidance to open that door. And so what that will look like is essentially there's 4 levels of the course that give you most of the breathwork practice. And each course is a 6-week course, and then we take 2 breaks, and then we go to the next level. At the end of those 4 courses, you can come into what I call the mystery school teachings. And once you've completed 4 of those, which go for 8 weeks with a 2-week break and integration in between, then you can work with becoming a teacher. So it's a commitment. The way I was taught was that you teach when you're ready. Like, you need a few years to be really infused in your self-mastery of whatever you're learning. So this isn't like, say yoga or some breathwork trainings out there now where you can go and, you pay a huge amount of money perhaps and you go for 6 weeks and all of a sudden you're a teacher. I really believe that that kind of takes away from the quality of what's able to be given in the West, because we really do need more time. And what a blessing to be, with your teacher for that amount of time, because you get to dive deep and you get to ask questions, and it's very, very personal, this way of developing yourself. And so then by the time you're ready to teach, my vision is that, as it was for me, you feel ready, you feel confident and you feel like you're really grounded. And I also try to keep it really affordable. Again, I know there's so many things out there right now where you can just pay so much money. And yet the value of what I offer to me is extremely high. But I like to keep things affordable just to kind of allow for as many people as possible to benefit. So each course, therefore, is $555, and the extended course is just a little bit more. And that makes it also so that you can really devote to being in this long term. So whether you are interested in breathing just to open yourself and really get these benefits, or you're interested in becoming a teacher, I really welcome you to, hop in and come on board with level 1. If you have questions, you can always email me. And the last thing I wanted to say before we hop into a little introduction, unless you have more questions, Lauren, is that this opportunity to come on board with teaching, I feel, is really going to be quite phenomenal for any of you that feel the call, because where I am right now is really launching to the next level. I've got a beautiful, beautiful website. I'm the author of a series of books, and the first one is called The Lemurian Keys, and it's already doing great. And just the branding of it all is so authentic and clear that I just don't have any doubt that anyone that feels that call to teach is really going to be able to come in at a time where, by the time you're ready to teach, it's just a lot's gonna have been done for you. And I personally really welcome this at this point. I'm ready to just hold a bigger umbrella of everything that I have to offer and kind of begin to hand over this breath work. So it's a very big step and it's exciting. Yeah, do you have any other questions, Lauren?
And I just want to share insight with you, Taya. This breath work, you are testimony to the power of this breath work, for staying centered, for staying connected, because you've created your book or books and just developed this program, and it's come through the breath work. So that's a huge testimony. And I love that it is time to be shared with others. This, I know I can hear many people excited about this opportunity, not just for teaching, but for doing this course and making this a part of their lives. It feels really fresh, so thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. I often don't say much about myself, almost like I'll just kind of overlook that or forget to mention anything. But hearing you say that does make me feel to add just that, in my life, the heights and the depths that I've been able to go to with this practice have just been unbelievable. And hopefully along the way, you'll be able to hear more of my amazing journey along this pathway. But just to give you a glimpse, I'm not someone that had, a really easy life. Like a lot of us, I had a very, very traumatic childhood. There was so much for me to clear and heal. And even, through my years of spiritual training and on into adulthood, life really had me face some of the most challenging things I can imagine. I've had several death experiences. I'm the mother of 4 children. I wound up as a single mother. I've had to rebuild my life again and again. My home in Fiji was taken away by a hurricane. Just to give you a glimpse, I've really been faced with incredibly challenging real life things. And because of this practice, I can honestly say that I've only ever become stronger and deeper and more grounded and calm and centered and just able to handle stress. So when I work with people, I'm able to really transfer. It's not just, we're doing this breathing, it's how are you using it and how are you applying your consciousness and how can you work with stress in different ways. So I'm just so happy with where I am at this point in life, and my purpose just really is to help as many people as I can, and I'm in love with that process more than ever. So thank you for prompting that share, and I'd love to go ahead and give you all a tiny little sampling of the practice. Do you feel ready for that, Lauren? Does that sound good? You look beautiful and bright, by the way. It's so wonderful to see you in person. Okay, so we are going to just go ahead and close our eyes. And hopefully you are sitting up nice and tall. If you're not, maybe finding yourself in a seated cross-legged position if that's available to you. If that's not, you can always sit in a chair or prop yourself with some pillows at your back, whatever's going to allow you to be most relaxed. But as much as possible, really elongating now your spine, reaching the top of the crown towards the sky, letting your sit bones just kind of root into the earth. And begin now to just notice your breath. So without trying to change it in any way. We call this breath awareness. If this is new to you, what an exciting moment to really observe what is your breath doing. So we all know we breathe, but how often are we really connecting in? As you're doing that, just begin to notice how even that makes you more aware of your body. How is your posture? Do you feel tension in different areas of your body? Begin to make some subtle adjustments here. So for example, if you feel like you're curving your spine forward and your shoulders are kind of rounded forward, arch your lower back, lift the top of the head towards the sky more, and roll your shoulders back and then drop them down again. Open the heart and the sternum a little bit towards the sky. Gently drop your chin in just a little bit so you're not holding tension at the back of your neck. And now notice your face. Soften your face. Soften your brow, your temples. Relax your jaw. Maybe allow your face even to smile a little bit here. And from this place, we're going to do the foundation breath of the Tara practice. And it's called the rhythmic breath. In rhythmic breath, we're just going to breathe in and out through our nose in a nice, deep rhythm. So as you listen to me, just allowing your intuition to begin to come in. We're going to breathe in to the count of 5, and we're going to exhale to the count of 5. And in between, there's going to be a slight pause. We naturally breathe in this rhythmic way, but so many of us have patterns of breathing in a way that is really kind of shut down and blocking off the flow of energy. So just in this 5 minutes here, you're really going to feel a shift. We repattern our breathing so quickly, even from just a few minutes of this way of breathing. So let's go ahead and drop the air out all together. Exhale all the way. And now we're going to begin to breathe together. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Allowing for that pause, and exhale. Push the air out from your belly first and then up into your lower lungs and your upper lungs. Beautiful. Allow for the pause and inhale. 1, filling the upper lungs and now the lower lungs. And now filling way down into the belly and allowing for that pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, really use your abdominal muscles to push the air up and out of the lungs. Beautiful. Allow for that pause and inhale. See if you can really open your chest and your rib cage a little bit more this time. Filling all the way down into the belly. Pause and exhale. As you're pushing the air out, begin to notice how this rhythm is like the ocean. The wave cresting on the shore and then going back out. And inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The wave pauses and then it goes back out to sea. Dive deep into that breath, exhaling all the air. Really feel how this is releasing tension in the body, soothing the mind. Beautiful. Pause. Inhale, and as you're breathing in, feel now that you're really filling your body with divine light. That's all it takes. In that pause is this sweet surrender. As you exhale, dive deep, pushing out all that old air, letting the body release tension. Feel the sweetness in your pause, and filling up again, filling with bright, beautiful golden white light of the divine, filling the body. And in that pause, that sweet surrender, exhale so that we really feel the relationship between the inhale and the exhale. Here at the bottom of the exhale, feel that pause. And inhale again. This time as you inhale, lift the body taller, open the body more. Feel how the breath is creating more space in the body. Pause. And exhale, see what's newly available now to really let go of. Feel the body soften, the mind soften. Beautiful. Pause and inhale just a few more breaths here. Filling up all the way. Feel that expanse. Feel your body shifting. On that pause, now exhale. Dive deep into this. Beautiful. What's there to let go of? And inhaling again, feel how the nervous system is being soothed. So much occurs right here in our breath. Exhale, drop all the air out. And pause, one more breath. Breathing in all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, and one more exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping the eyes closed, come back to just observing your breath here. What's different? How does your body feel different? How does your mind perhaps feel different? The openness that we create in breath work is so vast. As you sit just meditating, I'm just going to offer a few words here. Everything is possible with our breath. Everything that we could ever wish for on our spiritual path is delivered through the clearing and releasing process of breath work. Everything that we wish to bring in, higher energy, higher connection, deeper connection, all of this comes within this breath practice. If you join me in this practice, you will learn how to truly activate your chakras, your light body, your Merkaba. You will feel that connection to divine source that perhaps you're longing for or wishing to create more in your life. Feel the sweetness of what this practice has done for you here and now. And let's gently come into closure, giving thanks to yourself for being here. I give thanks to the lineage that brings this practice to this present moment, to be here with you in service to this world. May we offer a closing prayer of service to this world. May the world be enriched by our practice, by our moments here together. Thank you so much for being here. And slowly, slowly now, you can float back to the outer world, slowly opening your eyes with renewed presence, bringing the depth of your practice with you into your day or your evening. Beautiful to share a glimpse of this practice with you, Lauren, and to be in breath with you, and for all of you watching. I hope that was a beautiful journey for you, and I hope to see you in the Tara Breathwork practice. Namaste.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Taya.
So welcome.
I just want to comment on the simplicity, the power in the simplicity, and the openness that the breath creates. It is a portal. It is a portal to the higher frequencies. And after we did that, our breath changed. I'm willing to say, I think everyone who practiced that and breathed with us actually continued that breath. And this is the slowing down of ascension, the slowing down of presence, the slowing down of connection. So it's amazing to see how deep we can go. One question that came up from me, and this may be from the collective in our group and our audience, as we begin to breathe, I was able to do that fine. There were moments where I felt like yawning. I didn't. Is that something that's common? Can you explain a little bit about what's going on there?
It is. It's very common. And what I have to say about the yawning is applicable to so much in life. So it's a beautiful understanding if you've never heard of this before. When we're learning something new, our brain is actually activating and growing. And for some reason, we have this instinct to yawn. And a yawn is actually a soothing thing. It's a way that our nervous system is shifting. So it's like when we're bringing in something that we actually really need or want within us to grow, we have that tendency to yawn. And then once we've integrated that newness and there's been that shift in our nervous system and in our being, then that yawning won't be there anymore until perhaps you're on to the next thing. But so yeah, it's very normal, especially in the beginning. And you're just dropping into that deep place. And I like what you said about it's the slowing down. So in this practice, the rhythmic breath, the breath awareness, where you're just observing your breath, those two are the foundation. And they are the most simple. So it's the place we always begin with this practice. And it's a place we can always come to. Even if you're just out driving and something is causing tension, and you just more and more naturally, you'll start to go to that rhythmic breath and that breath awareness. But believe me, we add on pretty quickly into more and more intensified ways of breathing that are just incredibly phenomenal. So there's both the most accelerated path that we can have and the most grounding. So because for me, in the way that I was taught, the higher we go as beings, the more grounding we need. Because if we're just focused on ascending, and we're just gathering more and more light, and it's all just so beautiful and wonderful. But we're not grounding and we're not feeling that simplicity and that just real authentic human beingness. It can almost become too much. And that's often where I'll see people kind of crashing if they don't have a practice like this. So it's really that we heighten, we expand, and we deepen. And so that trinity is what keeps us balanced. And that is what I love. I love that about this practice so much. So I loved your comments. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I just would like you to share a little bit more on the students, the clients that come and learn this method.
Mm.
Are there common, I don't want to say challenges, but are there common themes that arise? Would people say, oh, I can't do this, or they find it difficult? I don't think it would be difficult, but what are some common themes?
That is such a wonderful question. And I think what I most have to say there is that because we're in a container, it's a practice that we're doing once a week, which, by the way, it's a 90-minute call once a week. And then I give you that practice to work with through the week. And you can watch the videos or you can do it by written instruction. And I think because it's held so strongly, people really feel supported. So yes, sometimes people, feel resistance to spiritual practice and may say, I'm struggling with practicing a little bit. But honestly, it's fairly uncommon just because I'm so supportive of the process, and I'm really just there to encourage people that, even if you do this practice 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, these results are going to be phenomenal. And because people feel they're a part of something, they tend to be accelerating within it rather than backing away and resisting. And so then they're actually just wanting more. They come to class so eager and so excited. And certainly because it's a strong practice of devotion, and you're bringing your intention, you're bringing all of your hopes and all of your desires for what you want to go through. In that acceleration, the most common thing I would say people go through is kind of that roller coaster that we actually want when we're wanting to ascend and evolve and accelerate, because all of the old is coming up to be dealt with in an accelerated way. But the beautiful thing about this practice is that therefore it's also clearing very quickly. It's coming up quickly, and then the tools are letting you clear through quickly. So that rather than, say, spending one's entire lifetime, not generating a lot of movement and feeling really stuck in a lot of places and suffering a lot and coming against resistance, you just move through things very quickly. And I'm always there just to encourage, because I know from within, in my own practice, that being really devoted to it is what got me so far so quickly. I had one student say to me, I notice when you're talking to people, it's like you really believe that people can accelerate quickly and go through ascension. And he said, is that true? Like, do you really feel all that you're, saying? And I said, absolutely, I do. I wouldn't be here doing this if I didn't really believe in it. And I think that's what can make it stand out as well, is just that, I believe in what I do and I believe in people. So I just developed this real personal dynamic where people feel held. They feel held in safety and light, and that makes all the difference. We've all got this inner child that wants to be loved and needs to feel safe. So people will tend to, cry and go through healing early childhood and rebirthing all the way back through their literal physical birth. And that comes from being held in a container that feels safe in these tools. So yeah, I probably said a little bit more, but yeah, it prompted me to share that. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. It sounds so exquisite. And again, your classes are very popular with our audience. And we just thank you for the radiance that you bring and the space that you hold people in, the container that you create. And I want to have you share a little bit more on that container, because this is going around the world. And those who join have the benefit of technology to join us live or
Mm-hmm.
to listen to the recordings. And you
Mm-hmm.
also mentioned that they can follow written instruction. Do you want to add anything about the format of these courses?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So currently, I've still been teaching these courses live, and at some point, it's going to go to only being recorded just for the sake of my time. So right now, you can join on November 1st. We have a new level 1 coming up live. That may very well be my last live series that I go through. And you can also at any point hop in and buy the recorded course and go through all the layers that way. And then by written, what I meant is that when you're on the course, I send out written instructions after each class. And some people just really do well seeing the description. So for example, with rhythmic breath, you would get that email, walking you through how to do that. So you have the video and the written. And then in the breaks, in the 2-week breaks, that is a time for integration. So you receive an ebook from me, and inside of that is a beautiful 14-day practice where you walk back through all of the breathing that we've done, because it's a lot of different practices. So that time of the 2 weeks to really integrate that is so important. And inside of that, I also give other teachings, like there's a daily affirmation and a mantra and practices of going out and being in nature and working with the sun and how to hydrate in deeper ways, how to cleanse the body. So I'm really giving more of what it is that I have to offer. And I find that this format works really well, so that by the time people come to the next level, they're just ready for that and they've gone deeper. And I'll also just say that in my experience of witnessing people, from the first moment they come on to a class to the next week and the next week, the transformation that occurs is just phenomenal. I can visibly see people looking physically different and their auric field looking different very rapidly. So it's just such a blessing to see, and the way that people feel that they're a family is just so beautiful to me. As you said, Lauren, it's going all around the world. And my goal really is just to reach as many people as possible, to grow a lineage, to have people teaching all around the world, and to make this as accessible as possible to people that, maybe aren't as fortunate as us in the West, where we can just, hop online and so much is available to us. So really to reach all 4 corners of the world is the goal of this lineage. It's the purpose that I was given. And so, yeah, I'm just excited to see that build and see teachers come on board. And I've already got some people that are kind of at the top of that pyramid headed towards teaching. So it's exciting. Yeah.
Oh, very exciting. I just want to say that the link for this is on this webpage. People can scroll down and find all the details for it, or they can look in the description box of where you're watching or listening to this course and link to this course as well. And I wanted to say, in all of the quantum conversations that I do as we facilitate people's growth towards ascension, when there's release work to be done, the number one go-to is breath. And solutions are from the breath. Breath is a solution to a clearing. We hear it time and time and time again. And people are told, breathe through it, or find some breath work, find a practitioner that you can work with. And you are the practitioner of our choice. So thank you so much for this beautiful work that you do. And wow, taking it around the world in the Lemurian lineage. We are honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you all.
Any final thoughts as we say goodbye?
No, that feels pretty complete. I love what Lauren just said about all of that. It to me is so true, and I look forward to working with you if you feel called. And I live on Maui, so aloha from Maui. And aloha, Lauren. Thank you again so much.
Aloha, mahalo nui, namaste.
Namaste.